Franchise India.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this special series of Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by the management of Franchise India with an aim to introduce you with a new business opportunity every day at 12 o'clock. With the same aim, today also we have presented ourselves with a new business opportunity for all of you. But before I'll introduce you with the business opportunity and the brand for today, let me just run you through with the Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type your question into the Q&A box. We will take up all your questions post our presentation. When we run you through with the presentation and we'll give you a brief on the brand, I would request you to keep writing your questions into the Q&A box so that we will take up all your questions and answer all your queries by the end of our presentations. So our today's brand is Acemic Chargers. They are the leading brand in super fast and innovative electric vehicle charging solutions. They are now opening doors to distributors across India to join their journey towards a sustainable future. They have 25 plus years of experience in the industry and they are following the process of Make in India initiative. We do have Mr. Rahul Desai from the brand Acemic Charger here on this panel today for all of you to let you know about the brand and the brief with the business opportunity in Indian market. We do have Mr. Pushp Saurav Madhav from Ahmedabad market. He's leading this brand in terms of providing franchisee operations. We have Mr. Vinodas leading East Indian market over here. And we have Mr. Ashok Kumar who will be helping you in understanding the commercials part. So I would like to welcome all the panelists here on this webinar today. And I would like to request Mr. Rahul to take the lead from here and provide our participant and investors the introduction of your brand and the business opportunities you are giving into the Indian market. Over to you, Rahulji.
Thank you so much, Neha. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, the entire Franchise India team and all the investors who are there on the call. So my name is Rahul Desai and I represent the brand Acemic Automation Private Limited. To give you a short background, Acemic is Ahmedabad-based company. It's a green energy company, majorly deals into EV and turbines. So we'll talk about the EV right now, the electric vehicle chargers. As you all know, EV is the talk of the town right now for the people, for the government, for the entire ecosystem right now. Short data. The EV car sales is growing around 900% year on year. And the charger requirement is going to be a big one in the coming years, or rather it has started right now in the country. So we as a brand, what we do, basically we manufacture car chargers for both two-wheelers and four-wheelers, the AC and the DC ones. Neha, do you want me to share my presentation?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, just allow me to share the presentation, please. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, cool. So basically, as I said, Acemic brand deals into the EV car chargers right now. So what we do is basically there are two types of chargers which are there right now in the industry. One is the AC chargers and the second one is DC chargers. The AC chargers are typically known as the alternative current chargers. Are in layman's term are the slow chargers which we normally get when you purchase the car. So say for example, if you buy a Tata Nexon right now, the charger which they give to you are the AC chargers, the alternative current chargers, small chargers which you can actually hang around near your parking, and it allows you to charge your car the entire night. So a 30 kilowatt Tata Nexon, if you have a car, so AC charger normally takes 8 to 9 hours for the car to charge entirely. Which typically means the entire night. Okay, the second part are the commercial chargers, which are known as the DC chargers, the direct current chargers. So those are commercial chargers which you normally see at the hotels, malls, dhabas, the tourist places, the commercial buildings. So these are the chargers which are a bit heavy. And just to give you a small example, a DC charger, a 30 kilowatt DC charger, it can charge the car in as fast as 45 minutes. So those are, in layman terms, they are known as the fast chargers. Okay, so a small comparison, AC charger, it will take around 9 hours for the car to charge, as against a DC charger, it takes around 45 minutes to charge. Okay, so now okay. So what are the key selling points basically? It charges your car rapidly. Obviously, it's a sustainable model and innovation. We deal in innovation. So our Acemic Chargers basically are a Make in India campaign. We have our manufacturing unit in Ahmedabad. We have 3 manufacturing units in Ahmedabad city itself. So it's government approved chargers basically. So why Acemic? So if you look at right now, while there are brands which are available for cars in EV, in chargers, there are no specific big brands apart from big companies like Exicom and Delta. There are no chargers right now because and most of the people who actually deal in are they import the chargers and they sell, which is a bit of a dangerous model. The reason being that if you directly import from China or some other country and try to install here, the electricity variance which is there in India vis-a-vis that country. So normally it happens. Our experience says that people have faced a lot of problems while charging for with an imported charges. Okay. What are the environment benefits? Obviously, an electric car saves around 1.5 million grams of CO2, which is carbon dioxide. It reduced the tailpipe emissions. Okay, it is 100% eco-friendly. Obviously, you don't require a PUC certificate for an EV charger, EV car. It's recyclable and reusable batteries. So EV, just to give you a small background, why EV? I mean, why EVs suddenly become talk of the town? So while we are selling chargers right now, if you talk about even the cars, so if you own a EV car, say for example, we own a EV car, so the petrol per cost works out to 80 paisa per kilometer, and normally the maintenance cost is not more than 1,200 bucks a year. Okay, so that is the reason people are shifting majorly towards EV because it is actually cheaper than even Honda Activa. So my judgment says even if you look at 4 years, 5 years down the line, okay, even a Pangala would have a charger because everybody would be using a EV right now. Even currently, the penetration is very high. So I was actually looking at a blog of Mr. Gadkari. What he was saying that the number of petrol pumps which are there in India right now multiply by 100x is the minimum requirement for EV charging stations in the country. Reason is simple. When you go to a petrol pump, the turnaround time for a fuel is around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, as against a EV charging station is 45 minutes. Hence, the charging station infrastructure is 100x required compared to the petrol pumps in India right now. So imagine the type of opportunities which are there available right now in the country, which is not even 0.5% right now. So what are the different types of chargers? DC, we talk about DC chargers, the direct current chargers. So we have 30 kilowatt DC chargers, we have 60 kilowatt DC chargers, we have 120 kilowatt DC chargers. Now the difference between 30 and 60, which are majorly sold right now in the country. So 30 kilowatt is basically it has one gun. So it can charge one car at a time. As against the 60 kilowatt DC chargers, it can charge two cars simultaneously. That's the only difference right now. Okay, so even if someone wants to open up a charging station right now, so there are two things. One, you don't require a government approval. I mean, like the way you need it when you open up a petrol pump, you don't require any approvals for opening up a charging station. One. Second, the charging station can operate 24/7 without a manpower. It is exactly the one which you see it while you travel abroad. So someone who comes to the charging station, he does a scan, he does and then only the gun gets unlocked and he can charge his car. The moment the car charging is done, he again puts the gun back into the machine and then he pushes off. So you don't require a manpower like the way you require in a petrol pump. So what are we looking at as an Acemic? We are looking at right now currently the distributors pan India, in especially the tier 1 in the metros, even in tier 2 towns. We are looking at distributors who can be party to us and who can join hands with us with Acemic, and they are the ones who gonna sell the machines. Okay. Now, how do as a brand we help? So, say for example, if someone comes up in Pune, okay, so a distributor who comes up who joins up with Acemic to become a distributor for Pune. So we help them with newspaper ads, magazine ads, social media obviously goes live, the advertisement which goes. We'll do SEO, which is Google Ads and search engine optimization, to ensure that the Acemic brand is available. What is the business model? Where do the distributors sell these machines? Obviously, there are direct consumers. Okay, there are restaurants, there are builders, there are retailers who wants to open up a charging station. There are dhabas which are there. There are commercial complexes which are there. There are tourist places. Hotels are there. These are the places who are actively seeking a DC charger at their place. The reason is simple. The hotels. Why do hotels want to install a charger? Hotels wants to install a charger for the simple reason that it acts as an amenity for the hotel, that they've got a DC charger. One. Secondly, on the back of the mind, there is a business model in their mind saying that if someone comes, EV car comes and he puts up in a charging, 45 minutes he's stationed into that place. So there are most likely chances, or rather more than 90% of the time, the family who actually push the car for charging, they eat up at their hotel, they spend their time, they spend 40-45 minutes there, and the hotel gets a double benefit. They earn out of EV charging station, and they earn out of the sales which it would have done from the hotel itself. For the builders, it acts as an amenity. Also, what happens is that a builder, why do they install the DC charger? In Ahmedabad, what we've seen is basically that if someone has bought a car and he installs a AC charger, then looking at him, there are 5 more cars which are there, and they also install AC charger at their place, at their parking places. The aesthetics of that building is actually disturbed. So what do builders do is they basically go up and install a DC charger, and they put up a clause that nobody who's got an EV car, they put up their own charging station there. There are other charges from the place which is allotted the DC charger, and they charge it from there itself, so that the aesthetics of the building is not disturbed. The retailers. There are many people who are looking at opening up a charging station in itself. They've got a place, they've got a shop, and they want to install a charging station where they can earn out of it. And those are the people who are actually looking at to open up a charging station. And this acts as a very, very positive business model right from day one. We've discussed about restaurants and builders. We've discussed retailers as well. So these are some of the chargers. So if you look at this, the one, these are the AC chargers basically. Okay, the 1 and 2, the small chargers. Even the small chargers are in demand. Reason being that if someone has bought a car, a Tata Nexon, and he's installed a charger at his place, and he spends the entire day at the office, he prefers to have an alternative charger to be deployed at his office so that he can charge anywhere, be it office or be it home. Because the AC chargers are typically they're very affordable. They are not that expensive. So just for an example, a AC charger of 7.5 kilowatt might cost around 30K. So these are the DC chargers. This one is the DC charger, which can charge in 45 minutes. These are the 60 kilowatt chargers. So what are the growth opportunities? So these are some of the government articles and blogs which we have taken. So look at Mr. Gadkari's statement. In 2 years, India will be world leader in electric vehicles. Obviously, we're into that path, and we could see that from the sales which is happening right now. Even today, there are a lot of waiting available for EV cars. So that is the demand which is available right now. So look at this. There are only 2,600 charging stations right now available. Close to around 3,000 charging stations available in India right now. The requirement is much, much more. This is not even of 1% of what the infrastructure is needed in India right now. So we'll discuss the MRP later. So let me give you a small calculation, a mathematics about how do a charging station profitability work. Okay, so and in case if there is any doubt, you can pause me in between and I'll answer the query. So I'll give you a classic small example. So say for example a 30 kilowatt DC charger. Okay, for example it costs around 5 lakh rupees. Now what happens is basically how do people earn if they open up a charging station? Okay, so say for example if I am myself Rahul Desai comes to a charging station to charge a car. Okay, so there's a 40 kilowatt. My car is basically 40 kilowatt battery. I will not come to a charger coming up at 0. I will have 10% 10 kilowatt charging available, and I want to charge 30 kilowatt from the charging station. Okay. So 30 kilowatt basically charging station. So electricity cost right now. So 1 kilowatt you can assume is 1 unit. Okay. So if I'm charging 30 units or 30 kilowatt for my car, so a charging station costing would be around 240 rupees. 30 kilowatt into 8 rupees. Okay. So that is 240. Now the selling rate from a commercial charger is around 24 rupees. Okay. So if you look at it, if I'm going to charge 30 kilowatt from a DC charger, my bill is going to be 720 rupees. So now what is the net profit? So 720 minus 240. 480 rupees is the profit per car in 45 minutes. Now you can calculate how many cars are going to come to charge at the charging station. So say for example, if there's going to be 10 cars which are going to come and all of them charge 30 kilowatts. So net profit is 480 per car into 10. So the earning is around 4,800 rupees per day. And if I multiply that by 30 days, not even 31 days, it works out to 1,44,000 net profit on an investment of around 5 lakh rupees. Assuming there are 10 cars coming each day out of 24 hours. I mean, was it easy to understand? Any questions, queries? Am I audible, Neha? I hope.
Yes, Rahulji. Actually, we take up all the questions post the presentation and
All right,
we'll
all right,
be
all right.
done. So
Understood.
we'll do it in the last.
Okay. So what are the expectations basically from a distributor? So there are simple expectations. We expect sales team from a distributor point. Obviously, the stocks he needs to carry, minimum amount of stock which he needs to carry at any given point in time, and then go and meet the prospects and convert that. From the brand side, obviously there'll be 24 into 7 customer service available. We have a dedicated team of 22 engineers based out of Ahmedabad. So in case if there are issues in terms of the machine, we ensure that a boy in any part of the country reaches there in 48 hours max. And we give a 1-year warranty for the machine as well. So the distributor and his team are also trained basically on the machine and installation. So 30 up to AC charges and 30 kilowatt, you don't have to do any installation. It's just a wall mount which needs to be done. For a 60 kilowatt, obviously there is some amount of flooring which needs to be done. That has to be done by the retailer or the prospective buyer himself, or we can also help. That's subject to on the discussions. Any questions? So I mean, that's all from my side. I mean, if Ashokji can take it forward.
Yeah, thank you, Rahulji. I think it's a very crisp presentation, up to the point. Yeah, so we are looking for distributor partners. So I think we will have some unit economics for my distributor, because this is for the retailer, or you can say charging station, how they can make money, how they are profitable. But I think we need to give some inputs and some insights on how my distributor is going to make money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I completely forgot actually. Okay, so the distributor margin, it ranges between 15 to 20% on the machine. It depends on the machine which he sells. So, for example, 7.5 AC and a 30 DC chargers, it is basically 15% the gross margin, as well as the 60 kilowatt and 120 and 240 and so on is basically 20% of the charging margin which is available. Also, we are eligible for government tenders. So in case there are government tenders, obviously those discussions can be managed individually, the pricing and everything.
Oh, so basically my distributor can bring in this kind of discussions, or this kind of like opportunities directly to the brand.
Yes,
And basically
we can work out case to case.
you can help them, right?
Yeah. So we are
And they
eligible
will,
for government tenders, and we can manage that. That's not a problem.
okay. And then what is the benefit for my distributor if somebody brings that kind of large you can say contracts?
So obviously distributor will get the margins. Okay, so it depends on the type of order which is there. That can be discussed case to case.
Okay.
No one is here for charities. Obviously, the distributor, if he's done so much of hard work, obviously his margin is intact. is there. That's not a problem. But I'm saying the pricing, where the government, the tender is big, the pricing can be reworked. So that will be case to case. So if distributor comes up, sir, यहाँ पे 50 crore का tender है, and these are the machines are requirement, and if we want to do some of the customization, anything, so that can be discussed and worked upon case to case basis. That can be done. That is not a problem.
Okay, I think that's very really helpful. And now, if we look at the what kind of sales streams or opportunities are available for my distributor, so he can do retail sales, he can do institutional sale, he can do
Yes.
corporate tie-ups, he can do government tenders.
Yes,
No?
he's open to anything within
Okay.
his area of expertise. I mean, within
Okay.
his area which has been assigned.
Okay. So, Mr. Rahul, just let me share my screen.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we will look at the unit economics for our distributor, how it's going to work. So that will give us more clarity to our audience and our listeners on this platform.
Yes.
Okay. So distributor model is very simple model where basically distributor partner, he should have a retail space, or you can say a retail shop, and his investment is 3 lakh rupees. He has to invest on marketing and brand promotional support. So this amount basically the distributor partner has to pay to Acemic Chargers, and then company will spend this time this entire amount on just on their promotion activities, right? Apart from this, the distributor has to buy inventory, right? So that is worth of almost close to 65 lakh rupees. And this inventory includes your 7.5 kilowatt AC chargers. So you are going to keep inventory of 40 charge, right? 40 chargers, 22 kilowatt chargers are 10, 30 kilowatt chargers 10, 60 kilowatt chargers. Oh, this is sales value that we are expecting for the year, right? So if my distributor, he sells like 40 chargers for 7.5 kilowatt, 10 chargers of 22 kilowatt, 10 chargers of 30 kilowatt, 4 chargers of 60 kilowatt, and 2 chargers of 120 kilowatt. My franchise, that distributor partner is going to make a revenue of almost 2.1 crore, right? And to make a sales of 2.1 crore, he has to carry an inventory of close to like 75 lakhs, right? And their margins, so 24% margin on my AC chargers, and the 19% charges on basically margins on my DC chargers. And so if you look at his weighted average margin, is going to be 20%, right? So first year sale, we expect almost 2.1 crore, second year 2.4, 2.9. So it's a 3-year agreement for the distributor. His cost is going to be 80% because this 20% is his weighted average margin. His cost of operations are going to be like 30,000 rupees for his rental retail shop. Then your employee cost, we are taking like 20,000 rupees per month. So we are taking 2 people required to operate, or you can say run the store, right? So one person has to be in the shop, and second person you can utilize as your business development and marketing person. Basically, he can go out and he can do basically your corporate tie-ups, institutional sales. For those promotions, you can utilize the team. Local marketing cost around 2% of the sales. 6,000 rupees we have considered for electricity bill, telephone, internet expense around 5,000 rupees, and other miscellaneous around 1%. So this is basically your almost 1.77 crores, including the cost of inventory, is the operating cost for the distributor. So he makes a profit of 24 lakh rupees. Second year, 30 lakh rupees and 37 lakh rupees kind of profit that my distributor makes. If you look at his monthly take home, he can make a profit of like 2 lakh rupees, 2.5 and 3 lakh rupees kind of per month income for the distributor. And now, because here my distributor is not basically responsible for like your charging station setup installation. So if you are selling like DC charger, so there basically a company directly will support them in terms of setup installation, or they can basically do these charging stations. Basically, end consumer can hire other vendors or third party agency to do this basically setup and installation work, right? So now I would request Mr. Saurav to take up some queries.
Yeah, thank you, Ashok ji. My question is first is related with the all profit margin that they have showed in. It is 5,400 multiplied by 10 something. Can you explain it again? What is all about it is?
Okay, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so like take an example of 7.5 kilowatt AC charger. So the cost to my distributor is going to be 47,520 rupees. It is going to have your 24% margin. So that gives you a MOP. Okay.
Okay.
Is your 54,190 plus you need to pay a GST amount 5% on this. So your MRP is 62,319 rupees.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, on other products, so you have a gross margin, then MOP price, then you have a GST amount, and then you have a final MRP.
Okay.
Okay. So if we calculate our, you can say this value on MOP with MRP, this 80,000 rupees or 80 lakh rupees, but it goes at 2.1 crore sales if you sell 40 units of 7.5 kilowatt charger, 10 units of 22 kilowatt chargers, and 10 units of 30 kilowatt, 4 units of 60 kilowatt. My distributor partner does not need to have basically the inventory for 120 kilowatt. There, the advantage for the distributor, they can just book the order and the delivery and fulfillment will be done by the company itself. So they don't need to carry inventory for my heavy charges, where the inventory cost of a single charge is 20 lakh rupees. So that inventory support is company is providing directly to the distributors. You don't keep this inventory. You just sell the charger. We will deliver it.
Okay. Fine. And what is the major area they are looking for? For the master distributor as well as the unit distributor.
So that I think I would request Rahulji if you want to address it.
So we are open to metros and tier 1 towns. So metros and tier 1s are basically for master distributors and even the retail distributors as well. And tier 2 is strictly retail distributors. I mean, that is the one. So preferably metro, tier 1, tier 2.
Okay. And can you give me one thing also that if suppose any for the unit distributor, any territory or kilometer have you defined? How much kilometer we can define for one unit or this?
Sorry, Pushpaji, can you come again?
What is the distance between the two charging stations?
So as of now, there is no thumb rule for distance between two charging stations. But just to give a short example, right now, if you look at city, it can be 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer as well, or even the adjacent area. Because as I said, it takes around 45 minutes for the car to get charged. So say for example, if there's a charging station and there are 2 cars available right now and there is adjacent another charging station, I might not wait for 45 minutes. Rather, I will move 500 meters, 200 meters ahead and charge my car. So that's the city example. But if you go to highways right now, so while I was traveling between Bombay and Ahmedabad, every 50, 70 kilometers, there is one charging station right now. This obviously gap should reduce. My gut feeling says that 15, 20 kilometers, even 15, 20 kilometers, we can have a charging station. But as of now, you can look at 45 to 50 kilometers in highway, city, there is no thumb rule. I mean, obviously a good place, not exactly a road facing. In fact, I would rather prefer a sideways where they can park two cars and then they can have a charge.
Okay.
Definitely. So,
Have
Rahul
you
ji,
heard?
yeah, sorry. I would like to add here, like as Rahul ji said, basically there is no this thing. But now there is a study of Niti Aayog. Basically, they have like to support EV infrastructure in the country. I think if you look at consider the highways, so every 20 kilometers we require charging station. As far as our city concerned, city like every 4 kilometers you require a charging station. So to fulfill that demand by 2030, we require that kind of charging infrastructure in the country. Right. Next point is the exclusivity for my distributor. Right. So we need to focus on the EV evolution in the country. So where the EV penetration is high, so that is if you look at consider your primary metro cities and top 15, 20 cities. There you can have multiple distributors. Like Mumbai, if you appoint one distributor in Mumbai, he cannot service that demand. So Mumbai, we need at least 4, 5 distributors. And somebody wants to take license for entire city and set up his own retail store, they can do that. So we will prefer those partners. Consider like Delhi. Delhi NCR, one distributor cannot service because the demand is very high. So we need partners who can set up like multiple stores, or we should restrict, basically we need, depending on the EV penetration, we need to opt basically multiple partners for that location. But as far as your tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities concerned, I think one distributor is good enough for now.
So any pre-decided things are there, like from one distributor to one distributor, any kilometer will be decided?
So
Now,
there is specific kilometers, Binod, honestly. So say for example, Bombay. I know for a fact that Western Line, South Bombay, Central Line, and Navi Mumbai. These are the geographically you require 4 distributors at least in Bombay. But in Tier 1 town, say for example, if you're talking about Baroda, so Vadodara, so we can have one for entire Vadodara. So that is the way. So it depends on the city which is there. So Bombay is a very compact area. So there the kilometers obviously will be less compared to Delhi NCR for that matter, or Bangalore for that matter. So Calcutta, maybe, I mean, it's also depends on my local team out there. Obviously, we'll discuss with you as well. The Calcutta, we need 1 or 2. It depends on the area which is there. So some of the places which is highly populated, highly densely populated, then we might have the kilometers would be less compared to other places. So it depends on the case to case.
Right. Rahulji, I would like to inform you that in Calcutta, in West Bengal, actually, there will be two different electricity board. One is CESC and one is West Bengal board. So, and the two electricity board, its unit price is different. So, how you will manage?
So we don't have to manage, Binod, on that. Okay. Basically, it depends. See, currently government has not mandated on the selling rate. So where the electricity board, where the electricity is expensive, so instead of 24, we can have the selling rate as 25. That's okay. So that's on us. Unlike fuel, petrol pump, like petrol and diesel, where government mandates the rate of the fuel, here nobody mandates that. So the electricity or the transformer or additional line, that is on the owner's lies with the on the prospective who's going to open up a charging station.
Rahulji, any specific number decided for the master area or cluster? I am asking unit wise. Suppose any person is taking the master franchisee for Calcutta or somewhere else. So any number decided for how much number they can open or how much number, any number is
Yeah, I would like to address this. So, Saurabhji, we are not looking for master franchisee partners. We are looking for the distributors, and this is going to be only the single distribution channel partner. So, one person can take one location for one distributorship.
Yeah. We don't want to complicate things right now, Pushpa. While the question
Right.
was perfect, but as of now, I mean, for EV, we are not looking at increasing the layer of master distributors and distributors. We want to make it simple because probably we are the first company in India, as far as I understand, who are actually entering into a distribution model for EV chargers. Currently, those brands which are available, they majorly deal into B2B. We are the first ones who are taking the first more advantage and setting up a distribution network pan India.
Any criteria for the distributor or any certain guideline from the company side which you want to provide? These kind of distributor we are looking for, or any person can do the distribution for this.
See, there is no specific set guidelines, Pushpati, for having a distributor, but two, three things which we actually look at. One is basically his investment capacity. One, secondly, the team which he's gonna put. He should have an infrastructure to put up to store his machines. He should be technically bit sound, not necessarily an engineer, but he should understand the B2C market, and he should be able to understand the machines and its technicalities on a layman term. That what is electricity, it is in watts, what it's DC, AC. Obviously, we'll give them target, I mean, we'll give them training as well. But that is something which we require, where he should have the hunger and he should be able to understand the market and be able to cater some cold callings pertaining to hotels, malls, and real estate and all this stuff.
Okay. Ashokji, anything?
Um, uh, from my side, I think we are okay. Now, if you talk about now distribution model, I think this distribution model is a simplified operation. It's kind of retail business, so anyone can do that. And but yes, we require people who understand the EV market segment, who understand who is the basically end consumer, right? So if somebody has that knowledge and understanding, he can make this business.
Yeah.
Right. So just the understanding is required for this business. That's it. If you look at the market and development, is all supportive. In demand is huge. Like India require almost 3 million charging stations, right? Of now somebody or many companies require, they need to produce these charging machines, 3 million machines by 2030 to fulfill the demand, right? So manufacturers are taking, like Acemic Chargers, they are taking responsibility to producing these machines, manufacturing these machines. Now we need basically the middleman who can take this to the end consumer to sell these machines, right? So we are looking for partners to basically bring this, take these charges and bring it to the end consumer, right? And then third one, last category, the consumer is going to become an operator of your charging station. So that is the different business segment, right? Our focus only just to sell the chargers.
Okay. Then how much time required for delivering the charger to the distributor?
See, it depends. So if we have this, I mean, obviously there are certain stocks at a factory level we also carry. So it takes around 1 week. But otherwise, if there is a large order, then it takes around 4 weeks to 6 weeks to get it delivered.
Yeah, for that region, I think, Saurabhji, we are also like keeping inventory in the distributor store. So we are keeping like 20 chargers, 10 chargers, 10 unit of each charger. So that's why we are keeping. So if my basically distributor can deliver without any delay or without any waiting period. So if you look at our sales projections, we have taken considered only the stock turnover ratio of only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So distributor has the capacity, has the basically bandwidth to sell more.
Yeah, and then he can replenish as soon as the machine gets sold. Obviously, he can place the order and get it replenished so that he doesn't have to face the problem of stock out.
Fine.
Okay, Neha, so over to you for your concluding remarks.
Thank you so much, Ashokji. Thanks a lot. As we all know, the future is EV. So I think this is the right business to get into it right now. And since they're providing the distributionship, so I think anyone or anybody can join. One thing which I would want to understand, Rahulji, since you have, you've mentioned a few locations wherein you're looking expansion, only few locations. So what are your ideas in terms of getting expansion into? Because let's say we are getting inquiries from different locations. So what are your take over it? Are you open to work into all the locations, or you are very strict to the locations which are already provided by you in terms of providing expansion?
Yeah, we are open to locations because see, to our surprise, in fact, there are small towns which we say that these are the small towns, but the EV penetration is very, very high. Okay, say for example, a small town which is known as Mehsana in Gujarat, which is not a tier 1 town. In fact, it is tier 2 town, but the EV penetration is very high. Also, it is a very strategic location to travel to Mount Abu, which is a tourist place. Okay, so those are the places where the demand is very, very high. So we are open to locations. That's okay. So there, it is not only tier 1 or metro. There, for example, Rishikesh in north. Okay, it is not a tier 1 town, but it's a very strategic location. Well, a lot of tourists who come down from Delhi, who obviously need a DC chargers to go back to Delhi if they are traveling by EV. So those are some strategic locations we are open to. That's not a problem.
All right. Wonderful. I think this is very important to know for everyone, be it they're from any locations, but we are open and we are flexible, specifically when we understand the location they want to go for. And if we see the potential, then we can go ahead with the same. So thank you so much. Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you, Shokji. Thank you, Mr. Vinod, Mr. Pushpraj, for joining us today and sharing the brand details and your inputs over the same. Guys, we try to answer all your queries, but if there is anything you want to connect with us for one-to-one discussion, you can reach out to us on our hotline number. I have shared the hotline number and email ID into our chat window. You can reach out to us for further discussion. Our team is going to get in touch with you for one-to-one discussion in a day or two to take it forward. So I'm sure that you have understood and you have explored this platform in detail, and we can have a further communication from here on one-to-one call session meeting. So tomorrow again, tomorrow is Sunday, so tomorrow we are not coming, but yes, on Monday we are coming again for all of you with a new business opportunity, as we are committed in sharing a new business opportunity every day with all of you. So on Monday, we are going to share a business opportunity with all of you with ISAS International Beauty School. They are already running 11+ school and they have got multiple awards. They have their global accreditations along with them. To know more detail about this brand, and if you want to be a part of this brand, you want to shake hand with this brand and be a franchisee partner with the same brand, you can join our Monday's webinar at 12 p.m. I have shared the registration link into the chat window. You can get yourself registered by clicking on that link. One more important information I would like to share with all of you. We are coming with our special New Year webinar for 3 days, 1 to 3 January. We are going to share some iconic brand details with all of you so that you can start this new year with new business. So I would request you all to get registered yourself. I have shared the registration link into the chat window for this webinar as well. So we are going to do it in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January at 7 p.m. So I would request you to please register yourself to know more about new brands, some iconic brands which are already there running in the market from past so many years, and they have already made their place in the market. So to join us, please get yourself registered in advance. Let's see you on Monday now. Have a lovely weekend ahead, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you.